Very good evening, students. Hope you all are doing well. And I can see many students have joined. All right, good. Sham, we are starting now. Sagar, Babu Reddy, Geeta Lata, Achna. All right, to all of you, very good evening. So today, welcome to free online coaching for Polycet and PGR JC CET. And today we are going to do a very important chapter, that is heights and distances. All right. So we would have already learned about the trigonometric ratios, formulas, and especially about the heights, about the theta's, about their values, identities, everything. So related to that, we are going to do heights and distances. So here goes the first sum. So take out your notebook quickly. Please work out these sums and give me the answers. The first sum, a boy observes a person standing on the ground from the building of height 50 meter at an angle 45 degrees. Then the distance from foot of building to person is dash. Right? So, right. So you can just draw the diagram and being the first sum, you can just quickly see here. So here is the diagram where B is the angle 45 degrees. Okay. So the height is 50 meter, right? So the boy is standing on the ground, right? And at what degrees he is observing is at 45 degrees. All right. Then the distance from foot of building to the person is what? So we are assuming the distance to be x. Here, angle DCB is equal to angle CBA. Alternative angles are equal, isn't it? So angle DCB, we know CBA is 45 because it clearly says, the sum says. So the alternative angle is DCB, that should also be 45. All right. So here it is tan 45 because it is opposite side by adjacent side. So we are assuming the distance to be x. So it is 50 by x is equal to tan 45. Tan 45 is 1. So therefore 1 is equal to 50 by x, which implies x is equal to 50. All right, students. So hope you would have got the answer correctly. Let's move on to the next question. If a ladder 20 meter long is placed against a vertical wall of height 10 meter, then the distance between the foot of the ladder and the wall, the inclination of the ladder with horizontal are respectively. So you have 4 options. You need to tell the distance. Okay, the distance between the foot of the ladder and the wall, the inclination of the ladder with horizontal are respectively what? So what is the inclination? All right, students. So here you can just see the answer here. It's been beautifully explained and worked out. So you can see that a ladder is placed against a vertical wall. So the height of the wall is 10 meters. All right. So you are viewing it from the distance between the foot of the wall and the wall. So we are assuming it to be x. The inclination of ladder with horizontal. Okay, so here you can see that the hypotenuse is 20 and the height, that is the opposite side, is 10. So opposite side, this angle opposite to the side is theta. All right. So here you can see AB is x, right? And we are finding out sine theta because opposite side by hypotenuse is nothing but only sine theta. So 10 by 20 is half. So sine of what is half is sine of 30 degrees is half. All right. So we are getting the theta as 30. Now we can take tan 30. What is tan theta? It is opposite side by adjacent side. So it is 10 by x, which is tan 30 is 1 by root 3. 1 by root 3 is equal to 10 by x, which implies x is equal to 10 into root 3 meters. All right. So hope you have got the answer. And let's see how many are here. Yes. Yes, I'm getting lots of answers. Srinitya, Babu Reddy, yes, many of you have given me the correct answers. Sridhar, Harshita, Sandhya Rani, Bhanupriya, many more have given me the answers. Good students. Right. See the next question. A person observes a flagpole of height h meter at an angle of 60 degrees and 8 meter away from foot of pole. Then h is dash. What is the height? All right, so you can see here, tan 60 is h by 8. So what is tan 60? It is root 3. So root 3 is opposite side by adjacent side. So opposite side is height h and the adjacent side is 8 meter because it is away, isn't it? So 8 into root 3 will give us h. So h is equal to 8 into root 3 meters. All right, students. So hope you would have got the answers. Yes, many of you are typing the option 3 as the answer. Sridhar, Sandhya Rani, Vinay Patel, Srinitya, Ajay, Shyam, many more. Good students. See the next question. A ladder of x meter leaning against a wall with an elevation of 30 degrees and distance from foot of ladder to wall is 6 meters. Then what is x? Yes. So here you can see the ladder of x meter leaning against a wall. So the elevation is 30 degrees. The distance from the foot of the ladder to the wall is 6 meters. Then what is the value of x? Yes, so you can see here cos 30 is 6 by x. So what is cos 30? Root 3 by 2. Okay. Just a second, let me change. But I'm not able to write this. Okay. So here you have to just change the numbers alone. All right. So yes. So it is 6 and not 8. All right. So cos 30 is 6 by 8. So cos 30 is nothing but root 3 by 2, which is 6 by x. So x into root 3 is equal to 12. X is equal to 12 divided by root 3 meters. Therefore, your option is 4 and many of you have given me option 4 except few who have given 2. All right. So please change your answers. All right. See the next question. A tree of height 25 meter makes an angle of depression at 45 degrees to the person observing on the ground. Then the distance between. Yes. So here I want you to just see here. Let the distance between the tree and the person be x. All right. So DCA, angle DCA is angle DCB, alternate angle. And here you have sine 45 because it is opposite side by hypotenuse, right? So sine 45 is 25 by x. So what is sine 45? 1 by root 2. Thereby x is equal to 25 root 2. So therefore, your option 2 is the correct answer. Okay. See the next question. A girl observes an electric pole at an angle of 45 degree and elevation changes to 30 degrees. When she moves 10 meter away from the pole, then the height of the pole is dash. Okay. So see here, let the height of the pole be h. The distance from the girl to the pole at the first elevation is x. Okay. So here you can take triangle DCB. So what is triangle DCB? It is tan 45, that is opposite side by adjacent side h by x is equal to 1. So from triangle ADC, tan 30 is again opposite side by adjacent side. So what is opposite side h by adjacent side becomes x plus 10. So what is tan 30? It's 1 by root 3. So 1 by root 3 is nothing but h by x plus 10. So solving it, we get the value of h is 10 by root 3 minus 1. All right. So that is why your option 1 is correct. All right. Yes. See the next question. The angle of elevation of temple from two men on either side are 60 degrees and 30 degrees respectively. Find the distance between two men if height of temple is 30 meters. All right. So here also you can see that you're assuming the distance from the temple to first person be x and the second person to be y. Right. So here you can find triangle ABD. Okay, tan 60. What is tan 60 here? Opposite side by adjacent side. Okay, so which is 30 by x is equal to tan 60 is root 3. So x is 30 by root 3. All right. And here the other side, triangle DBC. You have tan 30, which is BD by BC. What is BD here? 30 by y. What is tan 30? 1 by root 3. So thereby you are getting y is equal to 30 into root 3 meters. So the distance between two men is x plus y, which is 30 by root 3 plus 30 into root 3 meters. All right. So it is 120 by root 3 meters. All right. See the next question. The angle of elevation of top of electric pole from foot of tower is 60 degrees and the angle of elevation of top of a tower to foot of electric pole is 30 degrees. And distance between pole and the tower is 25 meters. Then what is the ratio of their heights? So you can just see here, let the height of the tower be h1 and the height of the electric pole to be h2. So here you can find tan 30 is h1 by, that is opposite side by adjacent side. So which is h1 by 25 meters. What is tan 30? It is nothing but 1 by root 3. So thereby you get h1 to be 25 by root 3. Tan 60 is opposite side by adjacent side h2 by 25. So tan 60 is root 3, which gives you h2 is equal to 25 into root 3. So h1 is to h2 is 25 by root 3 is to 25 into root 3. So it is 1 by root 3 is to root 3. All right. So here your option 3 is correct. All right. Yes. See the next question. The angle of elevation of a top of the tower from a point 120 meter foot is from its foot is 45 degree. How much the tower is to be raised when the elevation is to be 60 degrees at the same point. Okay, so here you have 4 options. Let's see which option is correct. So I'm sure you all are doing the sums, right? See the answer. So here you can see tan 45 is opposite side by adjacent side. So what is opposite side? 120 by, you are assuming the adjacent side to be x. So tan 45 is 1 is equal to 120 by x, which gives x is equal to 120. And one more, here you have, there's an elevation of 60 degrees, whereby the tan 60 is equal to, it is opposite side becomes 120 plus y. Okay, by opposite side by adjacent side is x. But we have already found out the value of x to be 120. Thereby root 3 is equal to 120 plus y by 120. Whereby you get y is equal to 120 into root 3 minus 1 meters. So your option 3 is correct. If you had opted for option 3, then your answer is perfect. All right? Yes. See the next question. The length of a shadow of a vertical pole is root 3 times its original length. The length of elevation to the sun is dash. So I think this is easy. You can work it out. I'm just giving you 1 minute. Please work it out and give me the answer. Yes, I'm getting the answers. Right? Let's see who all have given the answers. Varma, Vinay, Bhanupriya, Srinitya, Namni, Vinay. Okay, fine. But let's see the answer here. Right? So let the pole AB be x. So the shadow BC is x into root 3. So opposite side by adjacent side. So tan theta is x by x into root 3, which gives theta is equal to tan inverse of 1 by root 3. So tan inverse of 1 by root 3 means theta must be equal to 30 degrees. So angle of elevation theta is 30 degrees. That's why your option 1 is right. See the next question. Find the length of a kite string flying at 100 meter above the ground with the elevation 60 degrees. So you have 4 options, right? So you can just quickly see the answer here because it's being quickly worked out. Right? So here we are assuming let x be the length, the string of the kite. Right? Yes. So we are assuming AB to be x. And we have the elevation of 60 degrees. All right. And what is the length? Is 100 meters. So opposite side by hypotenuse. So 100 by x, which is equal to sine 60. So what is sine 60? The value of sine 60 is root 3 by 2. Thereby x is equal to 200 by root 3. So length of the string of kite is x is equal to 200 by root 3. All right? Yes. See the next question. The tops of 2 poles are of height 20 meters and 14 meters. They are connected by a wire. If the wire makes an angle 30 degrees with the horizontal, then the length of the wire is dash. So we have 4 options. All right. So let's see the answer here. You can see the figure. The tops of 2 poles are of height 20. So you can see 20 meter on one side, 14 meter on the other side. They are connected by a wire. If the wire makes an angle of 30 degrees, so you can see the wire is making an angle of 30 degrees, okay, with the horizontal, then the length of the wire is dash. So here you can see opposite side by hypotenuse. Isn't it? So opposite side is AC, right? And what is hypotenuse? We don't know AB. So sine 30 is BC by AB. What is sine 30? It is 1 by 2, which is equal to BC is 6. Right? So how it is 6? Because the full length is 20. So from 20, if 14 goes off, then the balance is 6. Right? So that is why we say BC to be 6. So half is equal to 6 by AB. AB will be 6 into 2, which is 12. So length of the wire, that is hypotenuse, is 12 meters. All right. See the next question. The angle of elevation of the top of a tower whose height is 100 meter at a point whose distance from the base of the tower is 100 meter is dash. So this question was asked in the year 2021 in Tsrjc. So you can just see the answer here. So you can find the triangle here. The angle of elevation of top of a tower, the height is 100 meter. The distance from the base of the tower is 100. So it is opposite side by adjacent side. So the theta will be opposite side by adjacent side. We don't know, but what is theta we need to find out. So here when you put tan theta is equal to 100 by 100, which gives 1. So what is tan of 1 is the theta. What tan theta is 1 is tan 45 is 1. Therefore, the degree, the theta must be 45 degrees. All right, so your option 4 is the correct one. See the next question. If the angle of elevation of the sun is 60 degrees, then the ratio of a tree with its shadow is dash. 1:1, 1:3, √3:1, none of these. Yes, see here. You can see that the elevation of the sun is 60 degrees, right? So, BC represents a tree, AC represents its shadow. So what is tan 60? Opposite side by adjacent side, which is BC by AC. So tan 60 is √3. √3 is equal to BC by AC, right? So therefore BC is to AC will be √3 is to 1. So your option 3 is the correct one. All right. So hope you all have given the correct answers. Let me see how many of you have given me option 3. Yes. Vinay Patel, Sridhar, Sandhya Rani, Reddy, Harshita, Srinitya, many of you have given me the correct answers. I will not be able to read all the names. So just put your answers in the chat box. All right? Yes. See the next question. From a tower of 120-meter height, the angle of depression of a car is 30 degrees. Find how far the car is from the tower. So you can see the diagram here, right? So the height of the tower is 120. The angle of depression of the car is 30 degrees. So you can see here it's 30. Okay. Right. So with this, let the distance of the car from the tower be x. You're assuming your adjacent side to be x. So what is opposite side by adjacent side? 120 by x is tan theta. Isn't it? So tan of what? Tan 30. So tan 30 is 120 by x. What is tan 30? 1 by √3. 1 by √3 is 120 by x, whereby your x is 120 into √3. All right. So let's see how many of you have given me option 4. Nikita. Yes, Shiva Patel. You're not supposed to chat in this. This chat box is meant only to give the answers. Okay. Otherwise, you will be removed. All right. See the next question. The angles of elevation of two buildings on either side of a point of observation between them are 45 degrees and 30 degrees. If the heights of them are 20 meters and 25 into root 3 meters respectively, then the distance between the two buildings is dash. See the diagram, you can see here the angle of elevation of two buildings. Okay, so one is 45 degrees, the other one is 30 degrees. So the height, you can say one side is 20 meters, the other one is 25 to root 3. Is it clear? So you are finding out the distance. So it is given that ED is 20 meters, BC is 25 to root 3. So you can see opposite side by adjacent side. 20 by AE is tan 45. So tan 45 is 1. Therefore, AE is 20. Here also, tan 30 is opposite side by adjacent side 25 to root 3 by AB. So whereby AB will give you 25 into root 3 into root 3. That is 75. So the total distance is 20 plus 75, which is 95 meters. All right. So hope you all are getting the same correct answer. Right. So let's move on to the next one. For a man of height 6 feet, the angle of elevation of the top of a tree is 45 degrees. If the distance between the man and the tree is 20 feet, find the height of the tree. So you have 4 options. So let's quickly see the diagram for this. Yes, you can see here. The height is 6 feet. The angle of elevation of the top of the tree is 45 degrees. The distance between the man and the tree is 20 feet. Find the height of the tree. Okay. So here, the theta is 45, right? So CD is 20 feet. DE is 6 feet. So it is opposite side by adjacent side. What is opposite? AB by EB. But we know EB is same as EC, that is 20. We don't know the opposite side, that is AB. But we know it is tan 45, tan 45 is 1. Therefore, AB is also 20. So the height of the tree is 20 plus 6, which is 26 feet. So your option 4 is the correct one. Nikita, Sahasra, Nandu, Srinitya, Sandhya Rani, Varna. Many of you have given me option 4 is the correct one. Yes, see the next question. The angle of elevation of the top of the cliff from a point 300 meter from its foot is 60 degrees. Then the height of the cliff is dash. So 4 options are given. So you need to just find out the height of the cliff. Right. So see here, you can see that the elevation of the top of the cliff from the point 300 meter. Okay, so it is 60 degrees. So opposite side by adjacent side. Opposite side is x, adjacent side is 300. So it is tan theta, that is tan 60, because they've given the degrees as tan 60. So what is tan 60? It is root 3. Root 3 is equal to AC, we don't know. We are assuming it to be x by 300. Therefore, your x value is 300 into root 3. Option 3 is the correct one. See the next question. If a 6 meter height pole casts a shadow 2 root 3 meter long on the ground, then the sun's angle of elevation is dash. Right? So see here, In this figure, you can see that the height of the pole is 6 meter and the shadow is 2 into root 3. That is the adjacent side. Opposite side is given. So opposite side by adjacent side is nothing but it is tan theta. Okay. So tan theta is equal to 6 by 2 root 3. Therefore, theta will be equal to tan inverse of root 3. Right? So root 3 can be written as root 3 into root 3. So root 3 into root 3 by root 3, root 3 gets cancelled. So it is tan inverse of root 3, which implies theta is 60 degrees. All right. So I think it's clear. You all would have done it and got the answer. Let me see. Yes. Almost many of you are giving me the correct answer. Reddy, Vinay, Gajula, Shyam, Banu, Mudiraj, Sai Teja, Sandhya, Vinay, Varna. Okay, Shyam, I'll give you time. Yes, I'll give you time to give the answer. Harshita, which one you did not understand? The one which is on the board, that is if a 6 meter height pole casts a shadow 2 root 3, isn't it? Long on the ground, then the sun's angle of elevation. See here, the height of the pole is 6 meter. Yeah, the height of the pole is 6 meter. That's what they've given. The base, that is the adjacent side, is 2 root 3. How do you say the theta is towards the left? Because what is theta? The side which is opposite to the theta is opposite side, right? So here the height is 6 meter. Therefore, the opposite to that is theta. You have the adjacent side to be 2 root 3. So what is opposite side by adjacent side? It is 6 meter by 2 root 3. So what is opposite side by adjacent side? It is nothing but tan theta. Then I'm just explaining for you only. So tan theta is opposite side by adjacent side. So 6 by 2 root 3. Therefore, theta is equal to tan inverse of, when you cancel 6 and 2, you get, when you cancel 6 by 2 root 3, we get root 3. So it is tan inverse of root 3, which is theta is equal to 60 degrees. So please refer to all the values that was done in the last class, or you can refer your textbook. You will find all the values. All right? Yes. Thank you, Babu Reddy, for your compliments. Sharanya, I suppose you would have understood. And Nikita would have understood. We are moving on to the next sum. From a point 30 meter from the foot of a tower, the angle of elevation of the top is 30 degrees. Then the height of the tower is dash. All right. So here I actually wanted to work out, but I'm not able to do it because PPT is not supporting the board. Okay. So that's the reason. So let's see the question again. From a point 30 meter from the foot of a tower, the angle of elevation of the top is 30 degrees. So what is the height of the tower? You can see here the height is the one that we need to find out. And the adjacent side is 30 meters. That is already given because the foot is always the adjacent side. The theta opposite to the opposite side is 30 degrees. They've given. So opposite side by adjacent side, that is h by 30, is tan 30. What is tan 30? It is 1 by root 3. All right, so 1 by root 3 is equal to h by 30. When you cross multiply, you get h is equal to 10 into root 3. Yes. All right. So hope this is clear. You would have got answer 2 if you work it out. And many of you are giving me the option as 2, which is all the more correct. Sharanya, Babu Reddy, Shyam, Vinay, Sandhya, Sridhar, Nikita, Sita, Lata, many more. Sagar, Darshanam, Sagar. Many of you are giving me the correct answer. Yes, good. Let's move on to the next question. A flagpole 4 meter tall casts a 6 meter shadow. At the same time, nearby building casts a shadow of 24 meter. Then the height of the building is dash. All right. So see, this is little difficult. This is little different. H1 by H2 is S1 by S2. So H is the height. Okay, so that is a flagpole 4 meter tall and 6 meter shadow. So for 4 meter, the shadow is 6 meter. Okay, so they're asking if the shadow is 24 meter, what is the height? So it is H1 by H2 is equal to H1 by H2 is equal to S1 by S2. H is height, S is shadow. So H1 by H2 is equal to S1 by S2. What is H1? It is 4 meter by H2 is what we have to find out, right? Because then the height of the building is dash. So that is H2 and shadow is S1 by S2. So when you cross multiply, you get 4 by H2 is equal to 6 by 24. So 4 into 24 by 6 will give us the value of H2, that is height of the building, which is 16 meters. Yes, Sharanya, you're right. It's 16 meters. Right? All right. See the next question. A boy observes the top of an electric pole at an angle of elevation of 60 degrees. When the observation point is 8 meters away from the foot of the pole, then what is the height of the pole? Okay, so since you're asking me time, I'm giving you time. So you can quickly work it out and let me know. All right, so see here, you can see this h by 8, which is tan 60. Tan 60 is nothing but root 3. Thereby, you get h is equal to 8 into root 3. All right, see the next question. From a ship masthead 150 feet high, the angle of depression of boat is observed to be 45 degree. Its distance from the ship is, which means adjacent side is asked. Always distance, mostly distance means adjacent side. All right, students. So opposite side is 150, adjacent side is asked, and it is observed from 45 degrees. So tan 45 is opposite side by adjacent. That is 150 by x is 1. Therefore, x is equal to 150 feet. Right? So similar sums we have done. So hope you would have got the answer for this. See the next question. A ladder of 19 meter is leaning to a wall, making an angle of 60 degrees with the ground. The distance from the foot of the wall to the foot of the ladder is dash. You can see here 19 meter is the hypotenuse. Adjacent side is x. All right, so opposite side by hypotenuse is cos. Right, so x by 19 is nothing but cos 60. Cos 60 is half. Therefore, x is equal to 19 by 2. In other words, 9.5 meters. All right, so hope you would have got the answer. See the next question. Two towers height h1 and h2 subtend angle 60 degrees. And 30 degrees respectively at the midpoint of the line joining their feet H1, H2. All right, see here. You can see H1 by X is equal to, what is H1 by X? Tan 60. What is tan 60? Root 3. Root 3 is equal to H1 by X. Therefore, H1 is equal to root 3X. Next, you have H2 by X. What is H2 by X? Tan 30. 1 by root 3. So, therefore, H2 is equal to X by root 3. So, here you want H1 is to H2. So, root 3 is to X. Root 3 is to 1 by root 3. Right? So, therefore, it is 3 is to 1. Your option 2 is the correct one. See the next question. If A and B are supplementary angles, then what is A plus B? So this is a very simple question, in fact. So let me see how many are answering for this. If A and B are supplementary angles, then what is A plus B? Bhanupriya, Harshita, Sharanya, Mohammed, Sridhar. Yes, let's see the answer. It is 180. Yes, see the next question. A man goes 24 meter due west and then 7 meter due north. How far is he starting from the starting point? Yes, you can see here that distance side is 24 meter and this is west and then 7 meter north, that is towards up. Right, so how far means what is the hypotenuse? Right, so here you can just simply use the Pythagoras theorem. OB square is nothing but OA square plus AB square. So 7 square plus 24 square is OB square. OB is equal to 25 meters. So your option 2 is the correct one. All right, students. So hope you all have understood and enjoyed the session. And any doubts, you can always write to us. All right. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel, Jatadhara Educational Technology. All right. So thanks for watching. Meet you soon with another very interesting subject. Bye-bye.